Alright guys, what is up? We are back with another Diablo 4 video here, and this is going to be pretty much a build transition guide when you first get to World Tier 4 Torment. Um, I'm going through the process right now, just figured I'd record it, and if it's helpful for you guys, that's great. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Getting close to 1,000 subs, and it really helps me out. So with that out of the way, let's kind of take a look here at what I've got going on, and let me walk you through some of my thought process here. So this item dropped for me, and it is by far the best weapon I've found so far in the game. It's almost 800 item power, which is on the higher end of item power, and it got a perfect roll on this damage mod for Lightning Storm. So I went ahead and tested out Lightning Storm, and it just seems like at this point for my character and build, it is significantly stronger than Tornado. Maybe it always was stronger than Tornado. I'm not sure. But definitely once you get Nature's Fury at this point, it's just very strong because the spirit cost is so much lower, and I can spam it a lot more, and it does tons of damage. And then it can proc landslide. Every cast is, as far as I can tell, it can reset, my trample, so I'm getting more tramples. I was thinking of combining it with this, so every time I crowd control an enemy, I'll regenerate 4 spirit. And I'm thinking when I trample, that's gonna everything I knock back and stun is gonna give me 4 spirit. This has a 12% chance to immobilize enemies, so that's gonna give me 4 spirit for every enemy that CCs. Every time I cast Cyclone Armor and knock things back, that's gonna give me 4 spirit. Every time Hurricane slows an enemy, that's going to give me 4 spirit. And then when I get my proc off of my Paragon legendary power, that's also going to give me 4 spirit. So it's just going to be a lot of spirit generation, and I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out. Like, I may not really need to use Storm Strike anymore, and at that point I might look at taking it out. I can only take 1 point out, unfortunately, just because you have to have those 2 points to get to the core skills. But even if I take 1 point out and I can get like Petrify, that would be huge. The additional points here for Petrify aren't super worth it. Like, just having Petrify, being able to activate that and potentially get a free cast of Cataclysm would be really huge. I would probably switch my Spirit Boon from Overload to Calm Before the Storm. I'm actually probably just going to go ahead and switch it to this because anytime I get a crit with Trample, I think it's going to heal me, now that I think about it. But yeah, so I have Energize. I haven't looked at these in a while, so bear with me here for a second. 10% attack speed. Probably gonna go ahead and switch that over to the crit strike damage, and possibly 200 life. That's not really that worth it. And then I've got 10% damage reduction from elites here. So what I'm looking at doing is I'm going to... It's somewhat frustrating in Diablo 4 is like once you get a build up and running with synergistic legendary powers, which is, kind of the whole point, taking out one piece of gear means you like have to swap out almost every piece of gear in order to maintain your legendary powers so that your build can still function. You know, on one hand, it's kind of it's enjoyable to come up with the build. On the other hand, it makes the itemization kind of a pain in the ass in a lot of ways, because just in order for me to equip this one weapon, I've had it since yesterday, but I knew it was going to take me quite a bit of you know, maneuvering things around and shifting legendary powers and swapping out pieces of gear, that it was going to take, you know, somewhat of a time investment and thought process to do it and do it right. So kind of what I'm looking at right now is I'll be equipping this amulet to maintain my trample. I don't really know how much damage this legendary power will do. So, you know, potentially if I get, you know, a higher damage weapon that I can imprint trample onto, I'm not sure which is going to do, you know, this is what, 100, about 117% versus 146%. So there's like a 19% difference there, which isn't massive. Like, I don't think I'm going to see a huge difference in my trample damage output, so I'm not too worried about that. I have this legendary power here, which I'm not sure if I can actually equip it. I may be able to put it on gloves. I'll have to see once I disenchant it, but this legendary power would be very strong for my build that I have right now. And these two rings I found are pretty good. I'll probably imprint some powers on there. I don't need tornado seeking out targets anymore, so I can drop this altogether. And then I'll probably remove this. I may save it and imprint it onto something else, or, you know, it just kind of depends. It's really kind of frustrating in a way to have to spend this much time just trying to equip one piece of gear. I have to basically change my whole setup, but because this does so much more damage than my current weapon, I really almost have no choice, unless I just want to, like, you know, this is such a high item power and it has such a strong roll and strong mods. Like, I'll probably change the damage over time, but even the damage over time potentially could, like, work out for my build with what I have in mind. Because if I can use this with it and I poison something, it's going to increase the poison by 24%, I believe. And then when I damage it with a werebear skill, it's going to instantly activate the poison. So it, you know, it potentially could be somewhat, like, it's at least a mod that I can use right now. So I don't know if re-rolling it right now is what I'm going to do. And let's see, so as far as that's kind of my process right now, and where I'm at in terms of my goal and my thinking. So the other thing you want to be aware of is that if you're going to re-roll stats on gear, you want to do that before you imprint a legendary power on it, because that's going to greatly increase the cost. So let's go over here. Oh wait, I want to do that at the occultist. So I'm gonna re-roll just like the weakest stat on each of these rings. So on this one I probably actually won't reroll any. Well, maybe the life regen, and this one. I mean, even this one, like I don't actually really need necessarily. Oh, it's the helmet. That's what I was gonna reroll on. I was gonna reroll the shadow resist. Um, the other stats aren't ideal, but it's also um, not terrible. So let's see. I'm just gonna double check real quick if I don't think I need to upgrade it before I enchant it. I don't think it makes a difference as long as it's above. Okay, so it's cheaper. Um, yeah, I don't think it makes a difference as long as it's over item level 715. But if correct me if I'm wrong on that though down in the comments, please, because I would like to know. So okay, this is actually the first time I've enchanted here, so I guess it makes it account bound. I don't really think there's like a trading. Like, does anybody trade in Diablo 4? Is there like a? I mean, it just seems like kind of a. You'd have to like search for the rares that you want. Like, is there a trading community or a trading website? Like, what's the currency people trade in? Um, Let me know that as well, guys, if if you're aware of that. Oh, so you get to pick between three choices. See, I did not know that. Um, I mean, I don't really need cooldown reduction like too much, but I think it's probably the best stat here. So, especially if I get an ultimate ability, that's gonna knock off like 4 or 5 seconds from the ultimate ability. And what about these? Since I didn't realize you get to pick from three, so I think I am gonna go ahead and do an enchant because if I upgrade them, then it's gonna make it way more expensive. Um, hell yeah! All right, that is like a very good ring now. Um, let's see, I slowed enemies. I kind of want to change that, and I kind of want to change poison. Slowed's not too bad. Let's do poison. See what we get. I wish it would tell me like what the ranges are here. 5.5% resource generation, or 2% critical strike chance. Oh, that's like the low end of the roll. 1.8. That's the lowest. Or we can get 5.5% resource generation. Um, I mean, that's not really a lot. Um, Hmm. What is gonna be better? Uh, Sorry, I'm looking up the. Oh, it doesn't give the actual stats here. uh, Sorry. Hmm. I don't know. This is a tough choice. Hmm. So willpower, int increases resource generation by 7.5% at 249. So that's like that's about 200, 225 int in resource generation. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna go with resource generation for right now. I don't know if that's the right choice or not, but that's what I'm gonna pick. Do I want to switch the life on kill? Life on kill. How much does it cost now? Dang. Alright. So the price really goes up. Um, Once you start kind of changing. So it goes from like 67 to 330k. Um, I mean, I think this is decent. Like, I don't want to go too heavy on rerolling stuff right now. I'm not even sure what legendary power I'm going to put on this yet. But I do see, like, if you get a high item power rare, it may be worth it to take it, reroll a couple stats, and see what you get. I think I actually have a pair of gloves that I want to reroll real quick. And then I'll probably end this video here. After that, we'll just look at that, and then once I get the setup fully finished, I'll make another video. So here's like these are the high item level items I've found so far that had a few decent stats that I saved. One thing that I'm curious on is how the lucky plus lucky hit chance works. So is that like a flat 9% added on top of the 15%, or is it just going to increase that 15% by basically 10%? If anybody knows the answer to that, can you let me know down in the comments? Because I don't I don't know, and it's just not clear to me here reading the stats. But I do want to get rid of this first lucky hit proc 13% chance to slow. I don't think that's really going to benefit my build too much. I already have a lot of crowd control just built in, so... Oh, wait. I forget where these... Oh, you get these in Helltide, okay. So... Lucky hit chant, yep, we want to do that one. Alright, ooh, that's a tough choice. I wish it told you what the roll value, like the range, what the stat range is, because that would really influence like what I choose. I mean, crit is really nice, but I do need some decks like for some of my Paragon stuff. Damn it. Let me look at it. So I'm gonna assume the stats is like the same as the willpower, so that's like a decently, like it's an above average roll for a stat. I just wish I knew what the max crit chance was on gloves. I have to find, if I find a website that has like all the stat ranges, I'll put that in the next video too. Okay, I think that's a low, kind of a lower roll for crit, so I'm gonna go with the stats for right now. Let me look at my Paragon. So yeah, so that'll put me over the threshold for some of these bonuses for decks. I also need intelligence. So what's on my glove? That's it's gonna cost me intelligence to take off these. Oh man. So it's not really gonna give me a boost in dex because I already had dex on these gloves. Damn it. So I may just... I'm not sure. I may just keep these gloves for right now. Like, they're really not... This is really a pain. So I need to put the Earthen Bulwark onto here. And then I think I can basically... It's gonna hurt to lose this armor buff. And I like this increased damage when you have a barrier. So I don't need that equipped anymore. Do I want to put this on one of these rings? I don't know. This is tough. That's coming off. The stats on this kind of suck, so I don't mind. Like, All right, this is some tough choices I've got to make, guys. This video is starting to get long, and I'm sorry it wasn't, hopefully the beginning was engaging, but you can kind of see just if you haven't got to this point in the game what you're going to be facing. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and remember to give them the D.